Today we are going to discuss about the two-mark question and answer from the fourth unit of the electronics circuits 2. Okay, so already we discussed the remaining three unit two-mark question and answer and related problems. If you want to learn that video means I will give link for that video in the description box. You can refer it or in my channel in the name of electronic circuits 2 as well as the electronic circuits 2 MCQ. The two playlist is there. In that playlist already all videos are available in order. Okay, so now we will move to our video. The fourth unit, it's a wave shaping circuit and a multi vibrator circuit. Okay, so under wave shaping the clipper, clamper and attenuator is there. In multi vibrator the stable, monostable, bistable and Smith trigger circuit is there. Okay, so now we will discuss the two-mark question from this unit. So the first question, what is mean by clipper circuit? So it's a April-May 2011 question. So clipper, it is a diode based circuit. Okay, so one of the important application of diode is clipper. So a clipper, as the name implies, the circuit it is used to clip, that is remove some portion of the given input signal. Okay, so the circuit with which the waveform is shaped by removing a portion of input signal without distorting the remaining part of the alternating waveform. It is called as a clipper. Okay, clipper means it is used to remove the unwanted portion of input signal without affecting the remaining part. Okay, in clipper there are different types. There series clipper, parallel clipper, and positive clipper, negative clipper. Positive clipper means it is used to clip the portion above, clip the positive portion of AC waveform. Negative clipper means it is used to remove the negative half cycle of the clipper waveform. So already related to this clipper circuit, already I posted in MCQ video one the circuit with which type of clipper is this. Already we discussed one video. I will give link for that video in order to know detail about this clipper circuit. Okay, you can refer it. Then the second question, what is mean by clamper circuit? So it is also a university question, 2012 question. Clamper, it is also a diode application, one of the diode application. Clamper, it's an electronic circuit that fixes either the positive or negative peak excursion of the signal to a definite value by shifting the DC value. Okay, the clamper is a circuit. It is used to shift our AC signal either to above reference or below reference. That means this is used to insert some DC level to the AC input signal. It is called as a clamper circuit. Okay. Then the next one, differentiate clipper and clamper. So it's a November 2017 question. So clipper already you know it, the circuit which is used to clip off the unwanted portion of signal, input signal without distorting the remaining part. It is called as a clipper. And clamper circuit, it is used to insert some DC level to the AC waveform. Okay, so we can shift the level of the peak signal by using the clamper. That's why the other name of clamper is a level shifter. Okay, why this is called as a level shifter means it shifts the level of the that is level of peak of the signal. So that's why it is called as a level shifter. Then the next one, why clamper is also called DC restorer. So the clamper is otherwise called as DC restorer. Okay, so it's a one university question, May 2019 question. Why clamper is also called as DC restorer means in clamper circuit, the output waveform is exact copy of input waveform, but only the waveform is shifted by a DC voltage value, either positive DC value or negative DC value, the waveform is shifted. So that's why since the clamper circuit adjusts the DC level of the waveform, it is called as a DC restorer. Okay, so this is the May 2019 question. And next one, state the condition at which RC high pass filter acts as a differentiator. So it is also a university question, May 2019 question. Okay, so in wave shaping circuit, there is a high pass and low pass filter is there. Low pass circuit is also there. Using the resistor and capacitor, we can construct a high pass filter as well as low pass filter. If this is the high pass filter, okay, if capacitor is connected in series, resistor is connected in parallel means this such connection is called as high pass. Okay, So this RC high pass filter, it will act as a differentiator. Okay, in which condition? That is a question. So this high pass filter, it will act as a differentiator under the condition that the time constant is very less when compared to the time needed. That is the time period of the input signal. Okay, this is the condition. The time constant tau value is RC. So the RC value, it should be very less when compared to T, means at the time this high pass RC, it will work as a differentiator. So you see, if the time constant is very small in comparison with the time needed for the input signal, the RC high pass filter acts as a differentiator. Okay. Then the next question, state the condition at which RC low pass filter acts as a integrator. So similar to the high pass, it will act as a differentiator in the condition RC is very less than T. Okay. Similarly, the low pass filter means in series we have to use resistor, in parallel we have to use capacitor. This is the low pass. This low pass circuit, it will act as a integrator means the output of this circuit, it is directly proportional to the integration of the input signal. Okay, so that circuit is called as an integrator. It performs the mathematical operation integration. So in which time this low pass RC circuit is acts as a integrator means the time constant RC is very greater than T. Okay, if the time constant is very large compared to the time required by the input signal to make an appreciable change, this circuit, it will act as a integrator. Okay, then the next question, what is attenuator? So attenuator, it's a device which is used to reduce the amplitude of the signal waveform. Okay, so this attenuator, it performs the operation inverse to that of the amplification. Amplifier means in order to increase the amplitude of input signal. Similarly, if we want to reduce the amplitude of given waveform, we have to use the device or circuit, it is called as an attenuator. So using some simple 2 resistor, 3 resistor, we can construct the attenuator circuit. Okay. And the next question, what are the different types of multi-vibrators? Okay. It's a November 2016 question. So there are 3 different types of multi-vibrator. One is astable, monostable, and bistable. Okay. So in astable multi-vibrator, no stable states. Okay. There are 2 quasi-stable states. In monostable multi-vibrator, 1 stable state, 1 quasi-stable state. In bistable multi-vibrator, 2 stable states. Then the next one, why do we call a stable multi-vibrator as free running oscillator or free running multi-vibrator? So it's an important question. It's a May 2017 question. So the stable multi-vibrator, the other name, it is called it as a free running multi-vibrator. Why means in astable, so without giving any trigger input, that multi-vibrator, it will generate automatically their own square waveform as a output. Okay, so that's why it is called it as a free running multi-vibrator. But in the bistable and monostable, in order to change the state, we have to give some external trigger. If we are not at all giving any external trigger, that will not work. Okay, but in astable, without giving any external trigger pulse, the stable multi-vibrator automatically changes its quasi-stable state 1 to 2 and 2 to 1. It produces the waveform, square waveform. Okay, so the stable automatically makes the successive transition from one quasi-stable state to another without any external trigger pulse. Okay, as it does not require any external trigger pulse for transition, it is called as a free running multi-vibrator or free running oscillator. Okay, so it's an important question. And the next one, what are all the applications of a stable multi-vibrator? So a stable multi-vibrator is used to generate the square waveform. Okay, so that's why it is used as a clock for binary logic signal. Okay, so in order to generate a clock for binary logic signal, this astable is used. Then it is used as a square wave generator, and it is used as a frequency to voltage converter. These are all the applications of astable. Okay. Then what are the other names of monostable multi-vibrator? So mono means one. Okay. So the other names are one shot multi-vibrator, single shot multi-vibrator, single step multi-vibrator, or uni-vibrator. These are all the other names of monostable multi-vibrator. Then why monostable multi-vibrator called gating circuit? Okay, so the other name of monostable, it is called as a gating circuit as well as delay circuit. So why it is called as a gating circuit means the monostable multi-vibrator is used to generate the rectangular waveform. Okay, and hence it can be used to gate other circuits. That's why this monostable is called as gating circuit. Okay, this is used to generate rectangular waveform. That waveform can be used to gate other circuit. So it is called as a gating circuit. Then next question, why is monostable called delay circuit? So the time between the transition from quasi-stable state to stable state can be predetermined. Okay, hence in order to it can be used to introduce the time delay with the help of the fast transition. So that's why this is called as a delay circuit. So in order to change quasi to stable state, that transition time is fixed based on the value of resistor and capacitor. Okay, and in order to change the stable state to quasi stable state, we have to give external trigger. Okay, so this transition makes it produces some delay. That's why the multi vibrator circuit is used to is call it as a delay circuit. Then differentiate monostable and unstable multi-vibrator. It's a November 2017 question. Okay, so you know a stable multi-vibrator has two quasi-stable state. Okay, monostable has one quasi-state and one stable state. And unstable, it automatically makes the successive transition from one quasi to another quasi without giving any trigger pulse. Okay, but a monostable, in order to change stable state to quasi stable state, we have to give the trigger pulse. Okay, if you are applying the trigger pulse at the time only, the circuit changes stable state to quasi stable state. Okay, so this is the, and unstable generate a square waveform of its own, but a monostable, it will not generate a square waveform of its own. These are all the difference between the monostable and unstable multi-vibrator. Okay, then the next question, what are the applications of monostable? So already you know this monostable is used to introduce time delay. Okay, since in order to that is the conversion of quasi to stable status occurred in a particular delay time. So that's why it is used to introduce time delay in particular circuit, and it is used to produce the rectangular waveform. Hence, it can be used as a gating circuit also. Okay, then the next one, when will the circuit change from stable state in bistable multivibrator? In bistable multivibrator, there are two stable state. Okay, so if we want to change one stable state to another stable state, we have to give external trigger. Okay, when external trigger is applied, at that time only the circuit changes from one stable state to another stable state. If external trigger pulse is not given, means the circuit remains in any one of the stable state. Okay, then what are the different names of bistable multivibrator? It's a Eccles-Jordan circuit, trigger circuit, scale of two, toggle circuit, flip-flop, binary circuit. These are all the other names of bistable multivibrator. Okay, then what are the applications of bistable multivibrator? It's a university question, 2010 and 11 question. It is used in the performance of many digital operations such as counting and storing of binary information. Okay, so bistable, it is used as a binary circuit. So in order to store the binary information, we can use this bistable multivibrator. Okay, and it also find application in the generation and processing of pulse type waveform. Okay, pulse type waveform, we are using this bistable multivibrator. And what are the other names of speed up capacitor? The other names of speed up capacitor is commutating capacitor or transpose capacitor. And define transition time. Okay, the transition time is defined as the time interval during which the conduction transfers from one transistor to another transistor. So in multi-vibrator is constructed, any type of multi-vibrator is constructed using two transistor. Okay, So at a time, any one of the transistor is in on condition, another one transistor is in off condition. Okay, so the transition time is nothing but the time interval during which the conduction transfer from one transistor to another transistor. That time is called as a transition time. Okay, then state the role of commutating capacitor in bistable. It's a very important question, 2016 and 17 question. Commutating, what is commutating capacitor? The other name of speed up capacitor is called as a commutating. Okay, so in order to in order to reduce the transition time in multi-vibrator, bistable multi-vibrator, we are using commutating capacitor. So commutating capacitor reduces the transition time without affecting the stable states. Okay, and then the next question, what is regenerative comparator? Okay, the given example circuit, it's a 2013 question. The Smith trigger circuit is also called as a regenerative comparator. And what does regenerative comparator means? It's a comparator with a positive feedback. Okay, so why the Smith trigger is called as a regenerative comparator means it is an inverting comparator with a positive feedback. Okay, and it converts, you know, the application of Smith trigger, it converts any slowly varying signal into square waveform or pulse. Okay, that is sinusoidal into square wave, triangular waveform into square wave or pulse. It converts. Okay, then the output of the Smith trigger, it swings between upper threshold voltage and lower threshold voltage. Okay, and it is also called as a squaring circuit. The other name of the Smith trigger is a squaring circuit. So the example for the regenerative comparator is a digital voltmeter. Okay, then the next one, define transfer characteristics. Okay, so the graph of output voltage against the input voltage is called as transfer characteristics in Smith trigger. Okay, the graph drawn between input voltage and output voltage, it is said to be the transfer characteristics. Then what is known as intrinsic standoff ratio, and mention its range. It's a November 2016 question. So in UJT, okay, in UJT, the intrinsic standoff ratio eta, the eta is nothing but RB1 by RB1 plus RB2. Okay, RB1 plus RB2 is the interbase capacitance. So this ratio is called as intrinsic standoff ratio. And the eta ranges, the eta value, it should be 0.5 to 0.8 for UJT. Okay. Then what is the important application of Smith trigger? So it is also a university question, 2012 and 2016 question. The Smith trigger, it is used as an amplitude comparator, as well as it is used as an squaring circuit. Okay, it is used as an amplitude comparator and it is used as a squaring circuit. The next one, yeah, RC low pass circuit has R equal to 1.5 kilo ohm, C equal to 0.2 microfarad. What is the rise time of the output when excited by step input? Okay, so the rise time for the RC low pass circuit is rise time is equal to 2.2 into RC. Okay, so 2.2 into what is R? 1.5 kilo ohm. Capacitor 0.2 microfarad. So if you are substituting these two value, we can get the answer is 0.66 millisecond. Okay, so it's also a university question, 2013 question. Okay, and next one, if the rise time of the BJT is 35 nanosecond, what is the bandwidth that can be obtained using this BJT? So here rise time is given. We have to find out the bandwidth of the UJT. So the relation between the rise time and bandwidth of the transistor is rise time is equal to 0.35 divided by bandwidth. Okay, so from this the bandwidth is equal to 0.35 divided by TR. So 0.35 divided by 35 nano. Nano means 10 to the power minus 9. So if you are solving, we can get the answer is 10 megahertz. So the bandwidth of the BJT is 10 megahertz. Then the next question, for RC low pass circuit, R is given, C is given. What is the rise time when the output is excited by a step input? Okay, so the rise time is 2.2 RC. So you just substitute R value, C value, we can get the answer is 0.66 millisecond. It is also a May 2016 question. And the next one, write the relation between bandwidth and the rise time of the amplifier. So just now we discussed, the bandwidth is equal to 0.35 divided by rise time, or rise time equal to 0.35 divided by bandwidth. So this is the relation between bandwidth and the rise time of the BJT. Okay, so these are all the some of the questions from the fourth unit, multi-vibrator and wave shaping circuit. Okay, so if we want to learn more about this multi-vibrator and wave shaping circuit, in my channel, in the name of Electronic Circuits to MCQ, already I posted some of the problems related to this unit. Okay, so if you want to learn, I will give link in the description box. You can refer it. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel. And please subscribe my channel for more videos and press the bell notification button. Then only you can get immediate notification once I am posting the video. Okay. So thank you. We will meet in the next video with 5th unit 2 mark questions.